Roscoe Cartwright.
Yep.
You've been chasing this guy for 6 years now. Now let's go in and get him.
Let's do this.
Chicago PD! Roscoe Cartwright, put that knife down now! No! No! I need some backup! I need some backup now!
Your Honor, my client pleads not guilty of reason of insanity.
Your tactics are insane. Your Honor, the defense is trying to avoid capital punishment. Because with this, an insane man can't be executed.
An insane man should not be executed because of the events occurring. Mental facilities can cure him and will decide whether or not he is capable of not hurting himself or society.
Or he could be the next Robert Nolan. What exactly does your client have?
Multiple personality disorder and schizophrenia.
I assume you have proof of this.
Done. And he's willing to take another evaluation with a psychiatrist of your choice.
Dr. Juergens, you observed Roscoe Cartwright over the course of a month, right?
Yes.
And during that month, what did you find?
The defendant does have schizophrenia. While observing him, I found that he has suffered persecutory and referential delusions.
And as for the multiple personality disorder?
He doesn't have it. Multiple personality disorder and schizophrenia have similar symptoms. Insomnia, depression, hallucinations. People with schizophrenia hear voices in their heads, whereas people with MPD become them. In the course of 30 days, he showed signs of delusions, involuntary movements, and inappropriate reactions in certain situations.
So how severe is his condition?
I prescribed antipsychotics, which should have him better in no time. He's responding very well to them.
In your opinion, was schizophrenia affecting his judgment at the time of the murders?
Well, most likely not. He knew exactly what he was doing, especially if he was committing the same crime 20 times.
Objection!
I'll rephrase that. Schizophrenia lasts at least 6 months, which includes 1 month of active phase symptoms, and he hasn't had it long.
14 of these murders were committed before September 2010. So schizophrenia had nothing to do with this?
No, however, the other 6, it's hard to tell.
Do you consider Mr. Cartwright too sick for jail?
No.
Your witness.
Dr. Juergens, how many people have you evaluated?
203.
Roughly?
No, 203.
And in those 203 evaluations, how many have you concluded are insane?
18.
Now, in your opinion, how many deserve the death penalty?
A few.
Now, if I do remember correctly, 11 of them were sane enough for prison, correct?
Yes.
Now, what about the other 7?
Psychiatric care.
Now, do you believe my client is entitled to psychiatric care? Or do you think capital punishment is more appropriate, like the ADL?
Objection!
Goes towards the witness' personal bias on capital punishment.
I'll allow it. Answer the question.
I don't condone capital punishment. I'm just here to give my conclusions.
But don't studies show that people with mental disease or defect can't determine right from wrong?
It's not that simple.
Is my client insane? And did it cause him to murder?
Schizophrenia wasn't even present when he first began to...
Is he insane? Yes or no?
Yes.
No further questions. Describe what was going on the day you killed Abigail North.
My mom led me to her.
Her. Follow her.
told me to follow her, so I did. She told me to take her to the basement and how to tie her up.
Where am I? Where am I? Kill her. Can't you do anything right?
Chicago PD! Roscoe Cartwright, put that knife down now!
She kept fighting, so I kept cutting her up until she stopped. Until the detectives came in, she told me.
No! No! I need some backup! I need some backup now!
Do you feel any remorse for your actions?
Of course I regret every moment.
Do you think your condition clouded your judgment?
Yes, I didn't even know what I'd done to those women.
You mean no harm to anyone, do you, Mr. Cartwright?
Of course not. If I wasn't sick, I wouldn't have done any of this.
No further questions.
Mr. Cartwright, you said while attacking Miss Abigail North, you saw your mother.
Yes.
And it was just coincidence that your mother's blood was found in your basement.
I didn't kill my mom!
Yes, you did. In fact, she was your first. Before you had schizophrenia, what happened? Did you plan to torture her? Did she die too quickly for you to enjoy it?
Objection!
You hated your mother, didn't you, Mr. Cartwright?
Objection!
So much that when you killed her, you believed that she didn't suffer enough, didn't you, Mr. Cartwright?
Objection is badgering!
You stalk women in hopes to relive the moment you killed her. Not because you're schizophrenic, but because you have mommy issues.
Objection!
Withdraw!
Counselor, compose yourself. Jury, disregard.
My apologies, Your Honor. Mr. Cartwright, do you recognize this?
No.
Those are detailed notes on each victim you killed. Notes that you took. Or did the schizophrenia make you take those notes as well?
Objection, Your Honor.
Everything in here seems very rational. You even have pictures of your victims. Do you honestly expect the judge and jury to believe that you have absolutely no intention of murdering these women?
My mom made me. She said she would be punished for what she did to me.
She said that 6 months ago, not 6 years ago when you started.
Mom's always with me. She won't leave. I keep telling her to get away from me!
Nothing further. No further questions.
Roscoe Cartwright is not responsible for what he did. Of course, he did commit these heinous crimes because this terrible illness caused him to. The reason he can't get treatment is because he can't afford it, and insurance won't cover it. The medical system failed this man. Let him serve his sentence in a psychiatric facility where he can get the help he needs. Let him show you and the rest of society that he can be like everyone else, a normal, well-functioning citizen. Wouldn't you want that chance?
20 women are dead because of this man. Was schizophrenia a factor? Yes. For 6 women. Studies show that if schizophrenia had anything to do with something like this, he would be completely unorganized. But he was carefully planning each event, not because of something mental wrong with him, but he did it because of the hatred of his mother. These women suffered terrible deaths. Don't let a mental disease excuse the murder of these innocent women. Thank you, Your Honor.
Has the jury reached its verdict?